This is the Steve Cochran Show, 720 WGN.
I never ran for office, and here I am, but I never ran. So I wasn't very experienced. And after I had won, everybody was calling me from all over the world. I never knew we had so many countries.
7:25. Do I ever want to pick this phone up?
I think you should. It'll be entertaining.
President's on the phone. And after yesterday, the Al Franken news came out. And he hasn't talked about the Roy Moore thing at all, but he tweeted about Al Franken. We can get more into it later, but let me just start there. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Cochran.
I've got to say that after all the things that have been said in regards to your past, it seems pretty hypocritical that you would come out now, not say anything about Roy Moore, but talk about Al Franken. I mean, isn't that hypocritical?
Loser says what?
All right, so I mentioned...
Hold on a second, Cochran. I need a swig of water here. Hold on. Very parched. Very parched.
Did you go with a two-hand baby grab?
Two-hand baby grab. You got to be safe.
Okay. Are you glad you're back from Asia?
You know, despite the fact they're serving subpoenas around here for breakfast, yes. Thank you. Very successful trip.
Yes.
The most successful trip of any president of any time. Lots of deals with China. Lots of heartburn from General Tso's chicken. Frankly, if I was any more glad to be back, I'd be a suspended power forward from UCLA.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You know, let me put it this way. It's nice to finally be able to avoid my wife on American soil again.
Listen, talking about your trip, we saw you spend some time talking to Vladimir Putin for the last time. Everybody else is on board. You have to believe they battled in the 2016 election.
Now, look, it's very uncomfortable to admit that, especially when you're face-to-face with Putin, okay? It's like when I'm face-to-face with Melania. I tell her she has the most gorgeous legs I've ever seen. When I'm with Ivanka, I tell her she has the most gorgeous legs I've ever seen. And when I'm with my daughter Tiffany, I'm usually asking where Ivanka is. But seriously, do I believe they meddled? Here's what I believe. I believe that Putin believes that we believe him and whether he believes that we're believing and what's to be believed about the election. Believe me.
That clears it up. Listen, your Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, just a couple of days ago, gets grilled by Congress. They ask him all the questions, and they're saying his answers are changing again. Did you watch it from afar? How did you think he did? What have you heard?
I did watch, and, you know, Jeff Sessions is a smart guy. He's a smart guy, even if he looks like a claymation elf from the Rudolph TV special. I think we're going to stick him in the White House lobby as part of a Christmas display next week. No, seriously, even though he has the memory of a goldfish, Jeff Sessions did an amazing job. He must have said the phrase, "I don't recall," more times than Roy Moore loitered outside of Forever 21 store at the mall.
Wow. Well, that's what'll get you kicked out. Listen, we got to talk about Don Jr., little Donnie. He corresponded with WikiLeaks at the same time that WikiLeaks released those hacked Podesta Clinton campaign emails. At the same time that you're tweeting about it. I mean, the whole thing seemed really coordinated.
Coordinated? Have you seen Don Jr.? I mean, there's nothing coordinated about him. Horrible shirt and tie combinations. He can't chew gum and tweet at the same time. I mean, look, Donnie's a good boy, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like he did something really horrible like kneel during the national anthem.
Yeah, your scorecard is really interesting to me. Now, Mr. President, tell me this. When you call the leaders of our intelligence community political hacks, did you even know what you were saying?
That's exactly what you think I meant, Cochran. They're Bush League rookies. Rookies. Very pathetic. I mean, if they're so smart, why are they going after this George Papadopoulos loser? Papadopoulos sounds like an off-brand Greek yogurt. I mean, let's be honest. Why would I send him to talk to the Russians when I've got sweet baby-faced Jared Kushner to talk to them? He's a real nice piece of eye candy. Am I right, man?
Well, listen, talking about Jared, earlier this week, it was reported that he told a Time Warner executive, the company that owns CNN, fire 20% of your staff because of the unfavorable media coverage.
Wrong. Fake news. Okay, I specifically told Jared to tell them to fire 50% of the staff, not 20%. They can't even get their facts straight. Let alone the fact that Wolf Blitzer looks like the love child of an Ewok and a very heavily used Brillo pad. Believe me.
You know what? That's the one thing you and I can agree on. Now, last question. North Korea any response at all from your tweet to Kim Jong-un when you called him short and fat?
Nope, not a beep. Kim Jong-un is an absolute wreck. He's a wreck. He's a total mess. I call him the Hillary Clinton of North Korea because he's always in a pantsuit and he hasn't had sex with Bill Clinton in the last 3 decades. Believe me.
It's just outrageous. I don't know why I picked up the phone. Thank you for calling, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show. See, I shouldn't have picked up the phone.
No,
I mean, in the end,
no.
I should not have picked up the phone.
Oh.
But you see that the president's on the phone. You think, pick up the phone? I shouldn't have picked up the phone.
Aren't you glad you did, though?
Not so much.
Chicago's Conversation.
Learn something new on 720 WGN.